AITA for telling my husband's boss that he had lied on his CV. After my husband used the lie to get promoted over a colleague, I know he is less qualified then. My husband fabricated a qualification on his CV. I knew about this when we married. He told me when we were dating, and I accepted it as something from before I knew him, something he had moved past. 2 months ago, he was promoted at his company over a colleague named Diane, whom I know personally and who is, by any objective measure, significantly more qualified and more capable. The promotion was influenced significantly by the fabricated qualification. I told his employer, I want to explain something about why Diane matters to this story before I explain the decision I made. I knew Diane before she joined my husband's company. We met through a mutual friend 6 years ago, and we are not close, but we are warm acquaintances. The kind of person I see at parties and have genuine, substantive conversations with, and I am always glad to run into. She is sharp, qualified, and someone I have always been impressed by. When she joined my husband's company 18 months ago, it created a complexity I had not anticipated. My husband mentioned her from the beginning in the specific way that people mention colleagues they find challenging, with a kind of thinly veiled competitiveness that I recognized but did not push on. 2 months ago, the promotion was announced. My husband came home and told me he had been selected for the senior role over Diane. He was pleased. He described the decision as being influenced in part by his postgraduate qualification, the qualification that does not exist. I know the qualification does not exist because he told me. We were 2 months into dating, and he told me he had listed a postgraduate degree he had not completed on his CV because he had been rejected from several roles and felt the qualification was the reason. He said he had never been caught, and at this point it was too late to change it. He asked me to keep it between us. I had kept it between us for 8 years. Watching Diane lose a promotion to a fabricated credential she had never been told to compete against was the thing that made 8 years feel like a long time. I called his employer's HR department. Am I the asshole? Update 5 months later. The employer investigated. The qualification was confirmed as fabricated. My husband was dismissed for gross misconduct, a finding that will follow him professionally. My husband knows I was the one who reported him. He did not ask me directly. He did not have to. We have been separated since the dismissal. He is staying with his brother. We have not begun formal divorce proceedings, but I think we will. What he said to me, in the week after the dismissal, before we separated, was that he had trusted me with something and I had used it against him. I said, you used it against Diane first. You used it against everyone who competed fairly for roles you got on the basis of something you invented. He did not have a good answer to that. Diane was subsequently offered the promotion. I know this because she called me. She had found out, through the internal process, that the original decision had been influenced by a false qualification, and she had put 2 and 2 together about who had provided the information. She did not ask me if it was me. She called to say she was sorry about my marriage and she hoped I was okay. That was a more generous response than I had anticipated, and I was grateful for it. I kept his secret for 8 years. I do not regret keeping it for 8 years. I regret that it took watching someone else lose something to a lie before I understood I shouldn't keep it any longer. NTA or ITA, was she right to report it, or was it a betrayal of trust? Comment below.